Hey everyone, Wags here from Eagle Dynamics.
3, 2, 1, flight off.
Well, we've got, it's the standard cast mission that we've done so many times before on this stream. So Wags will get to show us how to work the systems. And Wags, you ready to take it off pause so we can get set up? I would recommend climbing and not going too far straight because there's a man-pad threat over this little town. But I'll give you a talk on once we get overhead in the wheel. You ready?
Sounds good, let's do it.
All right. Unpause. Real cast. So how do I get you on the data link? That would be probably step uno.
It should be automatically. So on the TAD, you should see a blue circle with either a 1 or a 2. I'm not sure which of us is lead. So I actually see you.
Oh yeah, I do. A-10, 265 ground speed. It's got your coordinates. It's just I'm zoomed out. So how do I zoom in?
So you want to make your TAD your sensor of interest. So you want to go coolie switch left long, and you'll have a green box on the periphery of your TAD.
Yep.
Okay. And now with DMIS forward and aft, you can zoom in and out.
Oh, I am zoomed in. Okay. Nice. That's awesome. Okay. And I see you. I see the little circle. So it looks like you're dash 2, but you got the tack lead. So I want to flow back here into a wedge so we can do some sensor formation stuff and go to the target. So just for your SA, I believe steer point 1 is actually programmed. It is. So we've got a convoy. Call contact the city at your left, 9 o'clock low.
Contact.
Okay.
And got some EPLARs out there.
Yep. So that city, call contact the road on the northern side of the city that leads into the city.
Contact.
Okay. So on that road, it goes and Y's off. That is the route. So the convoy is actually well north. They're regrouping right now, but
okay.
The road, that's their route of travel. And if you look, if you keep following that road south and then it kind of jogs to the west, there's a bridge, and that is an outpost that's got a man pad and a whole bunch of other threats, and that's really what we're going to be looking at today.
Got it. So one thing we can also do is we can see each other's sensor point of interest, your SPI. So on your TAD, you should see something called SPI on the right side. And what we want to do is you want to put that to reverse video. So go Teams left long to enable it.
Yeah, I've got SPI on and then
good.
Off and then on. Okay, good.
Yeah, make that on. So now we can actually share a SPI and see where we're each looking.
Oh, cool. Okay. You're
so
how far out are you going? Are you going to do a right-hand orbit?
I'm turning back in now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to turn back in now.
Usually in the A-10, you guys do a right-hand wheel, right? Is that kind of the
Yeah, it makes
standard
sense with the target pod on that side. Exactly.
Pod being over there.
Yep.
Okay.
So the nice thing is working with the actual A-10 operators for, over a decade now. Can't help but learn some of the cool stuff they actually do.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, there's a ZSU 23 underneath the bridge too. That's the other thing we got going.
Copy. Yeah, the other thing we can do is with the helmet, going coolie switch up, we can toggle our SOI between the HUD and the HMD. And when the HMD is SOI, you'll have a little asterisk on there.
Got it.
And when you do, the crosshairs in the middle, you can place that over where you want and go TMS forward long, and we can drop speed at that location.
Yeah.
And then what you could do is, go ahead and bring up your targeting pod, say on your right MSCD.
Got it.
Then we can go China hat, aft, long, to slew it to that location.
Oh, how long? Just long? Oh, yeah, I see it moving.
Yeah, over 0.8 seconds.
Oh, there we go. Fancy.
Then you'll also see through the HMD a dash box, indicating the field of view where that pod is looking right now.
No way. All right, I'm going to get into a right-hand wheel since I'm already kind of over here.
Okay.
And now remind us what the single rate and double rate beepers are.
Right. So your single rate is your max performance turn. If you go to chop tone, you're more approaching your angle of attack limit. You can still pull through it a bit more, but you continue going through, you're going to be overperforming a jet at that point, and then you're going to start getting some buffet, and eventually you're going to stall a wing. And for max performance turn, you're basically going to want to alternate between steady and chop tone.
Okay, so how do I transmit my SPI to you? Because I'm currently looking at the target right now. So I'd like to share this with you. How do I do that?
Yep, I see it right now. So when we did the SPI on, it automatically made it such that you're transmitting your SPI to me. And you can actually look at the TAD and also through the helmet see my SPI. So my SPI will appear as a 2-tiered white wedding cake.
Yep.
And yours will appear as a 3-tier. And what you could do is, using the cursor on the TAD, you could put it over my SPI and then go TMUS forward long and make that your SPI as well. So that way we can correlate our sensor points of interest.
So yours is the one with the box that says 2, or is it 1? The wedding cake. You said the wedding cake is yours?
Yeah, so the 3-tier will be your SPI and the 2-tier will be my SPI.
Okay. Because I see a 1 that's in yellow, a 2 that's in green, and then a wedding cake.
So the yellow box, that's our current steer point.
Ah, okay.
And then a green box will be just a standard steer point.
Gotcha. And so the white diamond?
White diamond?
Yeah.
Or you mean a green diamond?
No, I see a white diamond up here on this road. Looks like west of the field. Not sure.
Stand by, looking. A green diamond will be where your targeting pod is looking.
Yeah, this is a little white diamond. I'm gonna hook it and see what it does. Nothing. Okay, I lost you on the link. Where did you go?
I probably just off your scale of your TAD.
Okay.
Looks like I'm a bit further south than you. Yeah, I can see you over your speed right now, and you're right around the. Looks like steer point 1 or steer point.
Yep, I see
0.
you. I see you. Okay. Cool. So, Demas right, or Coolie Hat right gets me back, and now I need to go blow up some of these dudes. Especially this little manpad guy. He needs to die really bad.
Okay.
So, I go over to the DSMIS. I turn on my GBU 12. Actually, is it better to get an... let's do an APIC-Wiz rocket. Is that a good standoff weapon since he's shooting something?
Well, depending on what target we're going for, if we're going for something like a tank or Zeus, or particularly say like an SA-9 or SA-13, probably best use a Maverick. If not, we can go with the AGR-20.
Ooh, a Maverick.
The APKWS.
Okay, well, let's do the Maverick. How do I now slave this to what I'm looking at? As I roll
The
in?
easiest way to do it is actually find the target on your targeting pod.
Yep, got it.
And then make that your SPI.
How do I know if it's the SPI? I'm looking at, yeah, it says, it doesn't say not SOI, so that means it's looking at it?
So if it's your SPI, up on the HUD, you'll have a little box around it and a line then pointing towards your velocity vector. Then on the TAD, you'll have the 3-tiered white waiting cake.
Okay. So I believe it is.
Okay. So once you made that SPI, then you can bring up the Maverick page on one of your MSCDs.
Got it, on the left one.
Okay, make that your soy.
Okay, so long coolie left, got it, okay.
Okay. And then basically drive in the general direction of the target, and then you'll go long forward on the China hat to slave the Maverick to that SPI.
Yeah.
And then go teams forward short to hand it off to the Maverick Seeker.
Oh, it gave it a gimbal limit. I'm flying over it, that's why. I went too short on it.
Okay, yeah.
So I need to run in again.
Yep, go ahead and reset. Give yourself about 6 mile running.
Is the rocket fairly user-friendly?
It is. Actually, it's much easier to use than the Maverick. It's still laser guided, so you want to have it designated on the targeting pod and have the laser active right before you shoot it. And line up the rocket reticle, just like you would an unguided rocket on the target area. Launch the weapon, and anywhere between 5.5 and 6 miles should get you a hit. But of course, you'll need to designate it during the entire missile time of flight.
Can you set that up as a profile like you can with the LGB of how long it auto lasers?
You can do the latch. It's probably the easiest way to do it.
All right, so
on your so you go to your targeting pod and you go to the control page. Then you'll have the latch option on the right side.
okay.
Then set that to on. And then once you do that, then you can use nose wheel steering button to essentially, as a toggle mode, the laser designator on and off. That way you're not having to hold it down the entire time.
Now, do I need to be in any special mode in the pod to when I release this thing?
For the laser rocket?
Yeah.
Not with the pod. Usually this time of day, I like to be in either black hot or white hot. It's a little bit washed out for just the CCD. And then, of course, if you want to change your field of view, you'll go short China hat forward.
Yep.
And then if you want to change the polarity of the camera, we'll go either boat switch forward or boat switch aft.
So I just need to be, I mean, how many miles is this thing good for?
5.5 to 6 will give you a good WES.
All right, there's one away. I wasn't lasing when I shot, though, so that might not be good.
Copy.
But I'm lasing now.
Okay. I'll take out that helicopter.
Yeah, the helicopter and all that command post, that's the biggest threat to our... Oh, we masked. We mask. How did we...
So as you might imagine, the higher you are, probably the better to avoid any kind of masking situation.
Yeah. The pod went completely black. I don't think it's masked right now. I'm just trying to see what it's looking at. There we go. I think that's a hit. I'll come back in around.
Talk to rifle off to the north.
I think that takes care of the manpad threat, that little dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a hit. He's dead. Nice. Very nice. So now, with that, we can get into the weeds if we need to.
Okay.
But I'm going to switch to a GBU-12 and do an attack on this outpost. Or you said the Maverick would be better for the, or is the rocket good for the ZSU-23 here?
Well, the Maverick will give you a longer standoff range.
Okay.
So it'll keep you out of that WES.
All right. Let's try that again. So I got AGM-65 Delta, Station 9. We go to Maverick. Obviously, I'm going to be taking out the bridge, too. All right, so it's in gimbal limits right now. How do I get it out of that?
So China hat aft short.
Okay.
But you'll need to make sure the Maverick is your soy.
Yep.
And that should recage it back.
Okay. And now I'm rolling in. I'm in heading 240. And now, how did we get it to correlate?
So make sure that's SPI, and then make your Maverick page soy, and then go China hat forward long to slave all weapons to that SPI.
See, it runs it all the way. Let's see. I lost it in there somewhere. And how do you get it to... There we go.
Yeah,
Rifle.
Once it slaves, oh, there you go.
I think I got it on that command post there. All right, so one thing that happened just now is when I did that, it wasn't correlated with where my targeting pod is. Does my targeting pod need to be the sensor of interest?
Yeah. Now, once you hand the target off to the Maverick Seeker,
Mm-hmm.
and the Seeker, that Maverick is tracking the target, then at that point the pod can do whatever it wants.
Okay, because it slewed my pod off to something else, and it wasn't necessarily correlated. So what kind of track do I need to be in on the pod? A point track?
Point track's best, particularly if it's going to be a moving target. But if it's a solid target, it's not moving around, area track's perfectly fine.
And that's INRP?
Yeah. So if it's an INRP, it means that it's using the memory partially as well, and it doesn't actually have the ability to make a good area track based on the image yet. So, as you get the pod more aligned within its field of view, then you can get to a solid area track or point track.
Okay. All right, so I've got it on the little AAA piece. It says gimbal limit, so if I go SOI and then... and then back.
So is there anything else left in the command post?
Oh yeah, that whole thing
Okay.
needs to be taken out.
Okay, I'll take care of that then.
All right, I'm gonna roll in, try to do it. Oh, got a gimbal roll. I'm in a good point track though, so that's good.
Okay.
So SOI to the Maverick. And the gimbal roll is at the 540 degrees where it unwinds the pod just like the Viper?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at a black screen. I'm not sure why I'm looking at a black screen.
Not sure.
There we go. Oh, because somebody just blew something up. Did you just blow something up?
Just fired a rocket. Maybe
Yeah.
you...
Yeah, it just washed out the pod, which is awesome. All right, there it is. Oh, dude, I'm going to shoot a rocket at this thing. Okay. So... Oh, you just blew it up.
Yep.
So when I do a long China hat aft, it seems to move my pod and not the Maverick.
So if you're going to do a China hat aft long, it's going to slave the targeting pod to the SPI.
Well, how do I slave the SPI to the targeting pod?
SPI to the target. Then you would go.
I want the Maverick to look at the targeting pod here.
So if you want the Maverick to look at the targeting pod, then you go China hat forward long.
Oh, I'm doing it 180 out. Okay, that makes sense. I
So
gotcha.
actually, not to confuse this further, but it turns out the HOTAS setup, some of the stuff, particularly the China hat and the Coolie hat, is based on, I think it's probably like Suite 5 maybe. And we're going to, for our professional customer, go to Suite 9 on that. So we're going to be changing some of the HOTAS functions in probably one of the next updates.
Wow.
So like, for example, it's right now to cycle the SOI for the HUD and HMD, it's alternating presses of Coolie up. Once we do the new fix, it's going to be, if I remember right, Coolie up will be HMD and Coolie down will be the HUD. So it'll be two separate ones.
All right, I am in for strafe.
So if you look at your TAD, you'll also notice when you see my blue circle, my PPLI, you'll also see a blue line to my SPI as well.
Oh, cool.
And one of the other changes we'll be making is through the HMD, you'll also see that blue line as well.
Now, is there a way to tag you?
Yeah, you could put the cursor crosshair
Yeah, I
over
gotcha.
my PPLI symbol,
Yeah.
and they go Teams 4 short to hook that
Yeah,
symbol.
Just like the old saddle. Okay, so I
Yep.
see helicopters moving in. You and I are crossing. I don't see you.
Okay, GPOA. Check. Oh, two hits almost simultaneous. Nice.
Did you drop two?
Single.
Oh.
Looks like your impact hit my. Oh, or actually, I think my impact then took out the helicopter as well. Yep, nice gun run.
And you changed the sound on it, right? That's a new thing? as
Which
well?
one?
On the gun.
Yeah,
I saw a video of
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, it's not in the public version yet, but that'll be coming to one of the updates.
Wow.
So, as you might imagine, we had some A-10 pilots and a JTAC listen to that just to make sure we got as accurate as it could be.
All right, so if the pod gets stuck in gimbal roll, what is the best way out?
Hit standby on the TGB page, but one of the things we're going to be adding, which is actually a later software version of the jet, it's a B-S bore sight button on there, which will automatically
So it's like
slate the pod back to bore sight as well.
like a cursor
There used to be
zero?
Yeah, well, actually not cursor zero. It won't go back to the initial, say, steer point. It'll actually be just bore sighted to the longitudinal axis of the aircraft.
And to get it to slave to the SPI, it's the... Yep, I got it.
Kind of head aft long.
Textures in this cockpit are really good.
Yeah, thanks, man. Ours did a lot of really good work on this. Yeah, compared to like the Viper and the Hornet, yeah, the Hog is just a HOTAS monster.
Oh, for sure. One away.
Is your SPI on the outpost?
Yep. I just shot a
Fine,
rocket
that
at it. We're lasing.
You did, okay.
Nope. Looks like I went long again. That was a 3-mile shot. So did I min range it?
3 mile?
Yeah.
Nah. What? You're using a laser guide rocket?
Oh no, I have the 151 selected. That helps. It helps
Yeah,
if you got
that's
the
just
right
unguided.
rocket. Yeah, I just threw a rocket just to scare him.
Ah.
Let's try this again. 3 miles. There we go. Come on.
Okay, I'm coming back in.
There we go. One away.
Are you lazy?
Yep. Boom! Suck it! Got him!
Okay.
That was incredibly satisfying. I like these little rockets. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's, you know, this is armor. Boy, they're.
We didn't have this back in my day.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh, no. Oh! About a lot of that. Usually fine with the doors off. All box speed. Don't be a douche. That's rule number 1. Make them tell you no.